Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways that you might be able to identify that it's time to move on from some friendships, or that it might be time to make new friends. This is something that I've noticed has been coming up pretty often recently, especially with my teen clients, but also with my adult clients as well. And I think it's just really important because we're not always paying attention to some of these signals. It's sort of insidious and it creeps in little by little until we don't even realize that we've been living in a way that doesn't really feel good to us. So let's jump right in. So the first one is kind of a no-brainer, and this is if your friends are breaking your trust, if they've lied to you, if they've betrayed you in the past or recently, if you feel like you really just can't trust what they say because enough times they've done something that's really gone behind your back, I think that that's a pretty good reason. If we can't trust our friends, then I don't know if we're really going to be able to have a legitimate friendship or if we're going to be able to mend what was broken. Now, let's say that maybe your trust was betrayed a long time ago, but you've been able to work through that and you've talked to your friend about it and they've earned your trust back. That's different and that might work out fine for you. But especially if this is happening repeatedly, or if you're just noticing that you just don't have that trust anymore, I think that's our number one reason that it's really just time. So the number 2 reason I think is a little bit different, and I'm not sure that, I know that a lot of people pick up on this, but I'm not sure that everybody identifies this as something that might indicate that it's time to have new friends. And that is if the friend in question acts really differently when the 2 of you are alone versus when you're in front of other people. And I hear this a lot, and it's so interesting because what I hear over and over again is, you know, yeah, when we're in front of people, they're like belittling and they're mean to me and they make me feel bad and they put me down. But when we're alone, we have such a nice time and we hang out and we laugh and it feels really good. Well, I guess my question to you is, the first step, of course, is to bring this up to your friend and to talk about it and kind of see, like, can we work on this? Like, this doesn't feel good to me. But let's say that you've tried to have that conversation with your friend multiple times and that they either pretend that you are making it up and they're completely dismissive, or when you talk about it with them, they're saying, like, that's just how I am and you're going to have to deal with it. That, to me, is a really big indicator that it's time to get a new friend. I don't really feel like that is healthy. You know, I think we should be able to expect that we're going to be treated with respect and we're going to be treated kindly, regardless of whether we're one-on-one or we're part of a group. Now, the third way that we can identify that maybe it's time to find a new friend or a new friend group is a little bit more, it's a little harder to pinpoint, and I'm mostly asking about how you feel when you're done hanging out with them. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people recently, and mostly teens, have been saying things like, you know, they're really fun to hang out with and I really enjoy it, but as soon as I leave and as soon as I'm by myself, I just feel really badly about myself. Like, I just feel really negative and kind of depressed, and I feel like I'm beating myself up more than usual. Well, that's kind of a red flag, and I think what that might indicate is that it's time to take to pay a little bit more attention to what exactly is going on when you're hanging out with these friends. Are they really negative? Are they belittling you in front, you know, in groups? Are they mean to you, name calling? Even if it just feels like light teasing and you recognize that it's just a joke, it still may not feel okay to you. And so, of course, the first step, as always, is to talk to these people about it and see if they're willing to make any changes. But let's say that you've done that, and let's say that nothing's changed or they're not really willing to hear you out. I think if we really start weighing out the pros and cons and the time that it takes, hanging out with somebody for like an hour or 2 and having a nice time and then being depressed for the rest of the night, the being depressed for the rest of the night weighs a little bit more heavily, I think, most of the time, especially if it's really making you beat yourself up. There may be something that's happening while you're hanging out that's making you feel that way, and I just don't know if that's worth it. That, of course, is your decision to make. So I hope that was helpful for some of you. If it was, go ahead and let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, or if there's something else that you want me to talk about next time, drop that in the comments too. And I hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.